The pandemic had an impact on almost everybody's finances, and now more emphasis than ever is being placed on how we save and invest for the future. Aberdeen understands the value of advice and seeks to help advisors empower their clients to make the right decisions, whatever that may mean for them. We went to Scotland to find out more.
At the Edinburgh headquarters of Aberdeen, which supports over 2,700 advisors on their platforms, insights that inform advisors come from detailed research and analysis, according to Alastair Black, Head of Industry Change.
We carried out an interesting piece of research with 1,000 advised customers. And one of the questions we asked was how the relationship with their advisors, how the engagement had changed as a result of the pandemic and looking forward. And about a third of those customers highlighted that they'd had much more contact with their financial advisor and wanted that to continue. And when we delved into that, we found two key reasons why. So about half of them called out the fact that they had a much greater confidence and much greater appreciation of the value of advice and were therefore looking for a much closer relationship. But also they've got much more complex needs.
Aberdeen asked about the main worries that customers seeking financial advice have about the future to understand how advisors might help them further.
The biggest area that came out by far, which probably wasn't a surprise for us, was a concern about paying off the significant increase in the national debt and how that was going to be paid for in terms of increased taxes. But it wasn't just on themselves, it was on their children. So I think that really highlights the emotional nature of advice and that it is much wider than just the pure finances, because actually they're providing support not just to the individual, potentially their wider family.
This bodes well for the financial advice market, according to Aberdeen, who say people turn to advisors to achieve their financial goals under steady stewardship.
Is all about confidence. It's actually about the ability to sleep at night, because by having that clear plan and knowing that there's a professional who's acting on your behalf and looking after you, it just allows you to deal with the ups and downs of your personal circumstances and the markets. And the pandemic has really brought that to life.
The pandemic has brought into focus the need for resilience in long-term planning to ride out volatile markets, and also accelerated the use of online consultations, which can free up capacity to expand the client base. Aberdeen found that customers welcomed a hybrid relationship with their advisor.
When we delved into how they wanted that relationship to develop in the future, and 70% of those customers basically said they wanted all or part of their relationship with their advisor to be by video call. And there were two key reasons for this. So one was much greater comfort in terms of using that media, but the other thing was just really convenience. The nature of that video call, what we're hearing is that that's freeing up a lot of time for advisors, either saving them having to be involved in travel or their clients involved in travel, but also the actual advice process just being much quicker. And that increased time really gives advisors an opportunity to help meet the advice gap.
In an Aberdeen survey looking at investment preferences around ESG, a high proportion of consumers were found to want to make a positive impact, though the term environmental, social and governance could be obscure.
Our research showed that they didn't understand ESG, but if you ask them a question about investing for positive impact, they absolutely understand that.
And what about the future? What do you foresee?
There's an amazing future for the advice sector. The much greater family ties that have happened, the way families have pulled together during the pandemic gives a great opportunity where advisors have got a relationship with the older generations to use that to extend out and provide advice to the younger generations of the same family will help extend advice beyond the kind of core market of those older generations where it's needed across the board.